Hello folks, the Culting Nerd here bringing you another nerdy video. We are back with more Star Wars The Old Republic, and we are now heading to Drummond Castle to confront Darth Tanaton. We have recruited a new companion, an archaeologist by the name of Talos Drek. Unfortunately, Ken Vel has weakened himself to the point where it's now Zash that is now primarily in control of his body, as he wanted to protect the bones of Tulak Horde. Now, as we confront Darth Tanaton, we'll be bringing our new archaeologist friend instead of our apprentice. And this is purely so that way we can start trying to rack up some influence points with him. This is one of the best ways to, in my opinion, to do this, is because of the fact that, how should I put it? You cannot go back to previous planets to gain influence. So, like, the only influence we can now gain with Talos is from planets of this point onwards. I believe Drummond Castle is an exception because the planetary arc would canonically takes place before you leave the planet. So we're stuck with Talos Drek until we get to our next companion. Also, this is I think Talos Drek is another example of BioWare doing dialogue before finalizing certain decisions in terms of game mechanics and whatnot, because Talos Drek talks about how he is trained in all manner of weapons. He included blasters in that, but then
you won't find a better bargain.
As I just discovered when I was trying to outfit him back on the ship, he's not trained in all firearms. He's in fact woefully not trained in blaster rifles. It's only blaster pistols is he trained in. So yeah, that was a bit of a what the fuck moment. We wanted the trainer, not the vendor. Okay, yeah, no, no split train. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
Destination?
But we did give him a restored version of the Sith Transmutative armor. This is the armor that was used by the Sith when Revan and Malik were executing their war, and they claimed the titles of Sith Lords. We're almost there. I believe that defeating Tanaton will bring us to the end of Chapter 2, and we will then begin entering Chapter 3. I have no idea what type of ancient secrets we'll be pursuing at that point. Let's see. Chapter 1 was all about pursuing the artifacts of Tulak Horde. Chapter 2 was pursuing ancient Sith ghosts to increase our power. I cannot recall what ancient stuff we pursue for the purposes of Chapter 3. I don't know why they do this. Why do they go to the effort of having us act like we're gonna land there to then only go through the floor? It's very just keep us flying straight up. Or sorry, just have us fly straight over it, But no, it would have been nice to have for him to have a rifle. So this video is going to be shorter than again, when it comes to these types of missions like with Quesh. Actually, no, Quesh was very long due to the fact that it was an entire planet plus planetary. but there are gonna be some moments in our this video series this is probably gonna be one of the shorter ones, purely due to the fact that we are simply completing a single objective. Here we go, his meditation chambers. See, why don't I have a meditation chambers in my office?
After Lord Cineratus' death, I knew you'd be here eventually. Your persistence is reckless, foolish, insulting. You mock the Sith Order by pretending you are worthy of facing me.
Draw your lightsaber. You die here.
I've faced many challenges over the years. My death is no more certain now than it was then. You are young and proud. No doubt all you see is a withered old man waiting to be crushed and succeeded. Roland?
Yes, Master.
The apprentice of a disobedient Sith must die. Let us do our solemn duty. This time, I will be sure to dispose of your corpse personally.
I've learned a few tricks since we last met.
I'm an archaeologist, not a fighter.
Wow, really? They had to have a Star Trek reference here? That's good.
You must stop this nonsense now.
Don't let him talk to you like that.
He's a treacherous snake. Cut out his fangs.
Careful now. Don't lose control.
I warned you my ritual was dangerous. I warned you it was not for the weak, but you drank the poison.
What have you done, you fool? You can't handle that kind of power.
I think I know the plot for Chapter 3 now. It's probably going to be...
What just happened? Where's Thanaton?
You're dying, little snake. Don't struggle. It'll only prolong the agony.
One thing I forgot to mention about the Force binding. You should never, ever bind more than one ghost at a time. Or else, well, you'll see.
I'm still not sure I understand. I was fighting Thanaton.
Too much exertion wears you out, lowers your defenses.
We had no choice but to serve you before, but now we can finally have some fun.
So yeah, we're going to be...
Sith. Back in the land of the living. Easy now.
We're probably
You
going to be
overextended yourself. The ghost's power was too much for your body to adapt to so quickly. And that's not to mention the little chats you've been having in your sleep. Let me guess, the ghosts?
They won't be quiet. How did you know?
I know a thing or two about voices invading one's thoughts.
Whatever the cause, you look dire. And Thanaton will take advantage unless we find a cure quickly.
Give me some time to do some research. Ashara, I'll need your help. Holocrons are impossible these days.
So yeah, okay, so Tauntaun escaped. But we now have to pursue essentially a means to controlling the power. let's see, what does our actual gear look like now? Boom. Yeah, see, that's because we're at the Outlander stuff. See, our level threshold has reached a point where we're in the expansion Knights of the Eternal Empire. So, as such, our gear is going to reflect that. That's why some of this gear is called Yavin Force Lord. It's because we're supposed to be at the expansion, we're supposed to be in the Revan expansion by the time we're this level.
That's quite the gift. Thank you. That's quite the gift. Thank you. Amazing. Unbelievable. Splendid.
Alright, well, let's switch back to
Yes,
her.
my lord.
See if there's any
My lord.
for her.
That's quite nice.
Let's disassemble these. There we go. Okay, let's fast travel back to our ship. So, like I said, these type of like single quest areas are obviously going to be really short. So, like, it'll be the same way when we finally go to get Zelik. We'll literally just go. It will literally be us just going to Korriban and picking him up. Now, we're not going to talk to these guys until after I talked, to everyone on the ship first. So there's the ship intercom.
It makes no sense. Darth Vader has produced over 3,000...
Wait, hold on. Why am I wearing this outfit? I just noticed I'm wearing, like, the completely wrong outfit. There we go.
It makes no sense. Darth Vader has produced over 3,000 volumes, writings and holocrons. Makes a one-line notation. I'm hearing voices, must find cure. Then nothing. In 3,000 volumes, not a single other mention of the subject.
Do you think Thanaton could have tampered with your resources?
These are common diaries, not Sith secrets. There's no reason anyone would... No, you're right. Why didn't I see this before? Volume 2397, line 232. Killed my 4th apprentice today. Caught him spying. Simla, volume 2455. Killed my 4th apprentice today. Caught him spying. The entire volume is a duplicate.
How did that fool know what volume to hide?
Thanaton must have grasped what was going on when he confronted you and ordered the volumes switched. Let's hope he didn't destroy them. He keeps a private, heavily guarded library under Drummond Castle. I'm not supposed to know about it, but for various reasons I do. I'm guessing Darth Vilus's missing volume and another by Darth Aratus are there. Both could be imperative to your survival.
I could, no, we'll keep them separate.
Please order your monster to settle down. His raging makes it impossible to get any reading done.
In bizo waitai spila presin kretai. In bize wanata atragata injais. Godais akran bayradans jawan jandans in pan guidis.
My apologies. I didn't realize the consequences would be so dire.
Your apologies are wasted, it seems. I really am quite grateful. You've no idea how much easier it's been to think since the storehouse. And I have to say, I'm growing used to this body. It has its limitations, certainly, but such strength.
Don't get too settled. Ken won't like it.
He doesn't have much of a choice, does he? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get some research in while the monster's at bay.
My lord, I've been studying the Sith code lately, and I'm wondering what you think of the line, "Peace is a lie." There doesn't seem to be a lot of room for interpretation, but I know you are an ardent proponent of peace.
There's a difference between complacency and genuine peace.
The Jedi are not complacent. When it is necessary, we act. The Jedi code is the core of our philosophy. We learn it by heart, and it's the foundation of everything we do. But I guess it's different for the Sith. The Sith code is more a description than a guide.
Some take its words very seriously.
Which is better? The ones that truly believe peace is a lie, or the ones with no code at all? How can there be peace with the Sith Empire when every Sith does their own thing? This task we've taken gets more difficult every day.
If you don't mind my asking, how is it you became Sith, my lord? The process is completely foreign to me. I had a brother who was Force-sensitive. Darth Maul came and took him to Korriban, but we didn't hear from him again after that.
Darth Maul took an interest.
Ungrateful little
Wow.
rat thinks he's too good for us now, my father said. But really, I think he just missed him.
If I ever run into your brother, I'll let you know.
Oh, it's all right. We didn't really get along anyway. He was always faster and stronger, and he usually had a stick in his hand. Father always wanted one son in the Sith and one in the military. Admittedly, the Imperial Reclamation Service wasn't his first choice, but after all the cursing stopped, I think he warmed up to the idea.
What did your father have against the Imperial Reclamation Service?
The Drillicks are a proud family line, and my father is simply the proudest of the lot. The Imperial Reclamation Service shores up the Empire's foundations against the flood of forgetfulness and misinformation that threatens our history. I'd like to see a fighter pilot establish the lineage of a 3,000-year-old Sith Lord with nothing but rocks and a dead language.
I have always believed that knowledge will ultimately win out over the lightsaber and the blaster.
Thank you, my lord. It is my honor to serve.
If only I was playing my favorite class, which is the Sorcerer. It's pure Force Lightning with that class.
Hey, Sith. We make a pretty good team. I was thinking I might take off after I found Reich, but the old job just doesn't sound quite as appealing.
I'd be honored to have you with me.
Maybe sometime I'll take you out into open space, show you the thrill of lying in wait for a big freighter and a big payoff. I may be out of the game, but my skills are sharper than ever.
Alright, and with that, folks, we are done. Our companions, we still have to go back to John and the cast to go to the library, but that will be in its own separate video. Our influence is looking pretty good across the board. Obviously our best crafter will be Kim Val with the rank of 21, followed by Andronica's Revel and then Ashera. But again, like, everyone else is still pretty good, and while I am off doing some other stuff, I'm going to set these guys to gather some resources after I tell Kim Val to craft me some things. The reason why I have Kim Val as the crafter is because with his, 32% chance of getting a critical success when crafting, yeah, he is the best bet.
You're gonna miss me.
Now, mind you, he could be useful also for getting me those rarer ingredients, but still.
Imperial Reclamation Service at your
Simple enough.
And then there
Not
we
a
go.
problem.
Alright, with that, I am off, and hopefully I'll be back at some point with more Star Wars The Old Republic content. In the meantime, this is the Celtic Nerd, signing out. One name, one sky.